Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. How you doing? Welcome to this free full song lesson. Today I want to show you how to play the song The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson, drummed by Ginger Fish. And this song was suggested over on my Facebook page, and so if you want to make your own song suggestions, then please go over there to do so. You'll find a link beneath this video. You'll see a post at the top of the page, but others have got to comment on suggest their favourite songs, then others get to like them, give them a thumbs up. The more popular songs get chosen for future lessons, like this one today. I've got all 4 pages of the chart, the entire song for you from start to finish. Again, you can download all 4 pages for free from my website. You'll find a link to this PDF beneath this video. So have this printed out in front of you as we go through this together. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand. So, straight off, we've got the main drum beat. This is probably the part of the lesson that you probably wanted to hear the most, and we start off with it right away. And it's not as complicated as it sounds. So, the bass drum's pumping on all 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, I've written above that first bar, all 8th notes are swung throughout the song. So that'll make more sense when we get to the 8th note section on the notation. What I basically mean is we're hearing all 8th notes as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 rather than 1 and 2 and 3, and which is straight. We're hearing it swung 1 and 2, the first and third note of the triplet. But we'll get onto that when it becomes relevant. For now, it's all notated in triplets, so we didn't have to do any interpretation. So the bass drum, like I said, it's pumping all 4 beats. I'll take that off for now. The hands are doing this. 1 triplet, 2 and 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplets. That snare drum backbeat is on 2 and 3 and 4 and some cat and swung 8th notes. This bit here, simple as that. With the bass drum underneath, such a really nice feeling once you get it going. It's such a very smooth motion. Now, I did check out a couple of drummers playing it live. I think Ginger left the band eventually, and some other drummers took over. And this other drummer that was playing it slightly differently, which you could also do. Works just as well. Instead of that, he was so. Sort of going down the toms, but on the recording you can hear it go do da do da da do da do da, just going up then back down the toms on the recording. So there's our main drum beat. So before we go on, let me just play that up to speed for you without the microphone on so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So for the first part of the song, the intro, it's just 4 lines of that drum beat being played 4 times. So 4 lines of 4 bars. Before what I've labelled bridge 1, which I think the first time is just the guitars come in with the main riff. We've got then 2 more lines of that drum beat being played further. And then verse 1 is where Marilyn comes in with the vocals. And guess what? 2 more lines of that drum beat. Bridge 2. Nothing changes, just 2 more lines of that drum beat. Then we go on to page 2. Probably going to get through this lesson quite quickly. Page 2, we got the bridge 3 I've called it. It's up on the bell of the ride cymbal. So this is a cool part. We got quarter notes being played up on the bell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snare drum backbeat on beat 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the bass drum, for the first bar, we get the downbeat on beat 1 with the crash cymbal. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there we started to get the swung 8th note feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I was playing the bass drums there on the and of 2, the and of 3, the and of 4. And that crash cymbal comes down with that bass drum on the and of 4. Now, you could move your right hand to the crash cymbal off the bell. I don't think that's what Ginger does. That's not what I would do. I use my left hand to come up and strike that cymbal on the and of beat 4. That just basically means my right hand is just keeping steady over here on the bell. It's not being interrupted. I'm having to sort of do a little bit of a dance with the right hand. It makes sure, it helps to keep the bell rhythm stable, steady, if you use your left hand to be able to play the crash cymbal. Now, if you're playing it and that's really throwing you off, then probably it's better to use your right hand. But I recommend you try and learn to hit the crash with the left. It comes in useful all the time. You'd be amazed how many drummers start off playing for a couple of years at least and still don't really feel comfortable playing the crash cymbal with their left hand. So you should give it a go because it's so helpful in many, many ways. Sounds easy, sounds simple, but if you've never done it before, it can be rather tricky and feel rather weird. So that first bar again, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. There's our first bar. Then in the second bar, it starts to settle into a loop where all the ands are being played with the bass drum. We don't get a bass drum on beat 1. And a tiny little extra notation bit here on beat 3. And I think I heard it. And it certainly gets played some of the bars. It's a cool idea. We're just basically filling in the triplet on beat 3. 3 triplet, 3 triplet. And that sort of gives you an idea of where that bass drum is falling. You can see where we've written out the full triplet. It's the third note of beat 3. When we're counting eighth notes and swinging them, it's still the third note of the triplet, but we're not counting them as triplets. We're counting 1 and 2 and 3. So that bass drum shouldn't change. You should always hear it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. No matter what you're doing here, that should be the rhythm. So the second bar, 1 and 2, I missed that snare drum. 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 and 3 triplet, 3 triplet, and that is a ghost note written in brackets. You play it quietly. 3 triplet, 4 and. So let's just loop that round a few times. 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 and. With the first bar, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 and. Notice he doesn't do this little 3 triplet drag thing in the first bar, although you could. So on it goes. The fourth bar though, we get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So snare drum's falling on 2 and the beat 3 and beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But that's still that crash cymbal upbeat on the and of beat 4. The next line, we go back to the. We play that 3 times. The fourth bar, we get 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 triplets. Full set of eighth note triplets, starting on beat 3, taking us out to the end of the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 6 notes there, played right, left, single stroke. 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. I'll play it up to speed for you in a moment. Then we go into chorus 1, and I've written here, toms were overdubbed in the background. So it sounds like you're hearing more on the recording because you are. You're hearing some toms. They're basically it's still being played in the background. It was overdubbed, or someone's just playing the tom parts. But what Ginger's actually playing when you see him live, and this is what he's recorded, one part of it, is he's playing this open hi-hat, very simple. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. On its own, it sounds a bit too much, but with the song, it goes really well. Hear the swing in the snare drum. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. The swing's still there. So that gets played, that simple bar gets played both those lines for the chorus. The only difference is that the only different section is the crash cymbal on beat 1 of bar 1. Excuse me. Then we go into bridge 4 and we just go straight back to the tom pattern. You can hear on the recording the hi-hat is left to ring out. It doesn't close anywhere specifically, it just rings out. So that last bar, simple as that. Ah! I was doing that quite a bit. There we go. So, before we move on, let me now play for you the whole of bridge 3, the whole of chorus 1 into bridge 4 a little bit so we can hear how we go from section to section up to speed without me yakking on over the top. Here we go. So we've basically got the whole lesson down now. So bridge 4 is just 4 bars of that of the tom groove. Verse 2, 2 lines of it. Bridge 5, 4 bars, except we come out of the tom drum beat slightly differently. For bar 4, so it's basically 1 triplet, 2 hands, fine. But then we come down with the right hand and play 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Notice the bass drum comes down with those on beat 3 and beat 4. So the bass drum hasn't changed through the bar. 1, 2, and 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Does it go into that next? Yeah, it goes into the next chorus. So page 3, chorus 2, exactly the same as our previous chorus. Bridge 6, exactly the same as our previous bridge, the same section with the right cymbal bell, exactly the same as the last one. Chorus 3, exactly the same, 2 more lines of it. And then we got one new section, the break, and it's played on the cross stick or a drum rim, and it's several drummers playing the same pattern but overdubbed to make it sound busier. So you can replicate it by playing flams. He's basically playing the triplets, the shuffled 8th note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So just playing that on a rim of a drum, or the cross stick here in this case. So that gets played for 2 lines, and we come out with the 4th bar. So quite tricky to go from. You have to be quite quick with it. Then we go into page 4, last page, and it's just simply the chorus being played 3 times. So 3 lines of 2, each line starting with a crash cymbal, all the way to the end of the song. The very last bar, however, how the song ends, we get 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So we're playing the and a beat 4, the snare drum, the swung 8th note snare drum on the and a beat 4 as a flam, and that's also where the hi-hat closes, so we get a nice sudden stop to the song. And I played it with a bass drum there accidentally. You could as well if you wanted to give that a bit more power, but I don't think it does in the recording. And that's how the song ends. So before we finish, let me just play through those last 2 lines up to speed so we can hear that ending. Here we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions about any of it, please feel free to email me, robertdrumstheword.com, and I'll be happy to help. Don't forget to download all 4 pages of the free PDF from my website. Again, you'll find a link beneath this video. And while you're at my website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And what I currently offer for $97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's coming up to 500 full and famous full songs just like this, lesson I teach you the song from start to finish. You get every single bar, you get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart, and like I said, I've got almost 500 full video song lessons up on the website already. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching you many famous drum beats, fills, and even drum solos. I give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous beats, fills, and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, feel free to email me, robertdrumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.